Hello, I'm Julia Cordova. Thank you so much for subscribing to my YouTube channel and liking my videos. I really appreciate it. So first of all, I just want to say this is a very tough market to trade. It's extremely volatile. And because it's so hard, if you find yourself that you're not on the right side of things, it's never a bad idea just to not trade or to take smaller positions until you're more certain, until things look like they're shaking out just a little bit, and then go from there. But with that said, wow. So last week we started off with, I was like, risk on MFers because I could see, I just knew, and I don't want to tell you why, because like then I'd have to charge $1 million or whatever. But like, I knew that we would potentially or probably open the week flat from where we ended. It was just, I think it's something from experience and also watching screens a very long time. So I was very confident about that. But what I was super wrong about was that I did not think that Russia would invade. I thought that the current lows would hold for the most part, and so that was incorrect. But the good news is that, we had that ARKK thing going on in our minds. So that's why I said, I didn't want to call the bottom or whatever on Thursday, but that I wouldn't be short because it was a very high probability in my mind that things would squeeze that way, because that's what happens. If you remember the insurrection, I think I tweeted that I went short small caps like 5 or 10 minutes before the insurrection happened. And then I was like, whoa, I kept a runner on there. But of course, like, then I said I should have known it would be bullish, right? So things that are not bullish always end up, at least short term, being bullish. At least now, right? These are the set of things that we're working with. Anyway, don't want to be boring to you right now. So I will just go on a level to level basis on the charts, but I will say that I remain optimistic that things are not going to go to poop longer term. So with that said, I'll just give you the levels and then we'll go from there. And I'll tell you what I did on each one of the charts, because it was, okay, here we go. Ready? Whoop. All right, let's talk charts. Okay, so let's first of all start off by looking at this chart. I posted this on Twitter. Elon Musk tweeted right here. He tweeted just like the little symbol top. And I, because I'm weird like he is, I don't pretend to be smart like he is, but I'm weird like he is. I kind of thought about it at the time. I was like, is he talking about the market top? And who knows what he was talking about? But so far, But I will say, in the larger scheme of things, doesn't this look a bit like a flag? Just touch, right? I'm just saying. So, and I circled this before because this is not the same thing. This is not the same kind of flaggy thing going on. But I like to look at previous setups, and this looks the most to me like this does in terms of having sort of a green hammer-ish candle going up and coming back down, having another green hammer-ish candle. But then there was some retrace that next week before things got north again, right? So I'm just thinking that's something we should consider. However, let's look at the weekly chart with my crazy lines on it. Okay, so we ended the week right on the OK pivot. The OK pivot is not great, only because even though these are super beautiful hammer candles, we're still below the MAs. So what does that mean? That means that if you do buy the dip, which I have been doing, then it means that as long as it's below here, though, just make sure to take profits and then leave runners. And that way you're golden if things go your way. And also you've taken profit, you've made money, you haven't lost anything. So it's perfect, right? But anyway, so I did, because Friday was so stupid. It was stupid. I did buy puts at the end of the day, but I'm not proud about that. I don't know what'll happen by the time things open on Monday morning. But I just thought it was a good calculated risk based on the fact that I saw a lot of bullishness in my timeline. However, there wasn't that much bullishness when I saw the surveys that people did. So I could absolutely be wrong about that. For me, it's like a short term. I think the beginning of the week will pull back and then we'll see what happens. So I'll be looking to at these levels, 4281.75. very important. Below that, the buy or die, 42.16. If it gets 41.83, then it needs to hold another low or even close to the lows here is superdy not bullish short term. So those are the figures I'm watching on a weekly basis. I publish them on Twitter, so you're good. You didn't just spend time on this. All right, I'm gonna try to speed up. Sorry. Okay, so as far as the daily goes, see what I mean? Stupid. That's stupid. It's stupid. And I thought at least we'll get a little retrace action back here to the daily key, 43.56, potentially coming all the way back to 43.09. And then below that, we have some 4.252 level. So that's what I'm watching on the daily. I don't know. Let's look at NQ. Okay, first of all, the weekly. Same dealio here with that huge hammer. I can't believe it didn't label this freaking line for you guys or myself at that, until it got there, right? I was like, oh, what is that? And I just didn't feel like tweeting on Thursday. I was really sad about what was going on in the world. I still am sad about what's going on. It doesn't matter. Okay. Anyway, sort of a pullback here. This hammer line, which was the measured move of falling out of the channel, when that happened, is 13.837. We'll see if that holds. Yeah, so it's not bullish looking to me until firstly it gets above this 14.584 level, which is my key. This week it's higher than last week. I'm going to be more strict with this, but these MAs are starting to cross. They're starting to turn downwards. So we just it needs to get some positive action, or else, even though these candles look bullish, we need to always keep in mind that things don't always go our way. So I'm optimistic, though. I'm optimistic. Even though I bought puts for Monday, and I have been trading a little bit both directions, I'm still optimistic long term. Okay, and for the daily, here's what I'm watching. 14.012 is the key pivot. See, that's below where we are now, so that's good. We can go backwards and still be okay. And then these levels as well. So I'll just tweet about that I don't know why this is out in the middle of nowhere, but I'll just tweet about that if I see something that's obvious and happening. Okay, let's look at small caps. This is actually the most bullish of all the indices, which is interesting, right? Because a lot of people feel that small caps do lead. So for now, we did get a lower low in small caps as well, but wow, what a reversal. So 1933.8 is the level to watch. But again, the key level is not up until this 20.81.4, and then above that 21.43.8. Okay. Let's look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin looks like poop. It has still not gotten above this orange line that I drew in last week. So the ambulance line is 35,676.7 still. And if it gets below that, then I will publish another, if it closes below that, I should say, then I will publish another measured move somewhere down here. Based on this breakdown, I'll figure out what the top of this channel is and do that for you. But it's a bullish above 41.89. Okay, now let's look at Ethereum. Same deal, not great looking right now, but it is on RSI support. So if it can get back above 2695.9, yay, that would be constructive, not bullish or super constructive though until 2960.78. Let's look at Doge. Just to keep it fair, I still feel that Doge is the crypto with the most ripto in it, so to speak, if things do ripto, but it did make a lower low here, unlike the other two. So it's almost like they're just kind of batting back and forth. Anywho, I'm still hodling it, and it looks to me like the RSI is slowly creeping up, even if price is creeping down. Although it's mostly just consolidation, but it's consolidation downwards until it's not. So again, the best thing to do is wait until this orange line breaks, and then it's a clear path up here. Okay, now let's look at Tesla. Okay, so I had a buy order in here at this 653 level. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be a bajillionaire. Didn't quite get there. So if you got in on this action, that is so fantastic for you. But it is still below this blue line initially. 821.04 needs to break. And then once that's broken, then I think it's going to look a lot more constructive, shorter term, and to 875.71. That's all on Monday, by the way. So this can change, but I will, if I see anything happening to the upside, I will definitely tweet about it. But right now, it still looks like a back test to me downwards, unfortunately, because this blue line is important to me. It's very important. So, okay, let's look at ARK. So ARK almost exactly hit this WTF pivot and then boing, bounced, okay? But we're still not above the LFG pivot. Let's freaking go. So the key here will be to see this high volume candle here. So for me, when you get a close above the high volume candle, that confirms that the low, and the low usually is a little bit below the high volume candle to shake people out, that would confirm that the low is in. That's what I look for. I'm giving away all my secrets, not all of them, but some of them. Anyway, okay. So looking for a close above this high volume candle, which will indicate that the bottom is in, okay? Let's look at GDX. Okay, so we had some, even though the indices were like bullish, the GDX has been the opposite of indices. What the F? What the F? At least we didn't go red on freaking Friday. I was paying attention. Okay, so for this week, 34.48 is sort of like, if we close above that, I'll be very happy with that. But it certainly, the price action can go down initially all the way to 33.2 before it needs to get the F back up. Okay, but we've still got the MAs curling. We've still got this going on for us. We're still good. All right, let's look at gold. Oh yeah. Okay, so, and a lot of you followed me back when I said this looked like a fakey breaky when it was right here and went phew. Now, why do I feel differently about this price action? Is because, first of all, higher high, right, over this. Secondly, it's not yet below this purple. If it closes below the purple, I will start to get a little concerned short term, because I believe in this longer term. But 1879.6 is what I'm watching to try and hold the close on. 1832.4 above that, still bullish. Below that, it can go all the way back here and still be okay, even back to this pink line and still be okay, but geez, that's blah, blah, frustrating, right? So it's the kind of thing where I did actually add back half of what I sold up here on Friday, so we'll have to see. Maybe I did that too soon. I don't know. Maybe I didn't add back enough. I have no idea, but that's what I did. All right, let's look at silver. Silver, these kinds of candles can look really depressing, but if you look here, this wasn't depressing. So it did the thing even after it did this thing. So we can't always go by candles. The good news is we're above 2 to 3 of these MAs, and we just need to start to try and get above 24.945 and hold that. Let's look at oil. Okay. So oil actually closed the week up. Not great for my longer term calls, short puts that I had. But what was so great is a follower had DM'd me on Thursday morning, and she's like, should we short oil 100? And I'm like, yeah. I'm thinking, oh, that sounds really good. But what I told her was the safest thing to do was to wait till it was at 100 or over, and then to set a sell stop below that, right below that, so that when it came down, we would get most of this whoosh action if it were to come down. If it were to hold, so I set mine for 99.69. I wish I could tell you it was technically based, but I figured if it got, about 30 cents or so below 100, that it would probably whoosh, and then I'll just set a break-even stop. So that's pretty much what I did. Yeah. Okay. Well, and so anyway, I don't expect a huge whoosh until, again, this 89.23 level breaks and is held. If it gets back down there again, just watch for it to hold on the smaller time frames, and then potentially it will have a lot more whoosh action But on the high side, if we do get some bounce above, above 93.77 and then back below it, that would be great to take a short there, I think, but I don't know. However, if it gets above 93.77, then canceled, right? We'll just have to wait. At this point, because it's so volatile, because there's so many world events going on, we need to be very careful. But I'm still maintaining my short bias as of now, just in general. And that could be really wrong. I don't know. Because look at this equity action. This looks really bullish, right? I mean, kind of. It certainly closed the week higher, and it's still above EMAs. So just exercise caution, smaller positions if you're counter trending. And okay, let's look at Netto. So Natty still is broken out above this pink line, but it's above this MA here, these MAs, but it's not looking like bullish price action because it's not able to hold any bounce. However, because I think it's a really good hedge to the instability, I did add back part of what I sold earlier in the week when we had the bounce. So we'll have to see how that works out for me. I'm a little scared. Okay, now let's look at coffee. You know what's I'm pleasantly surprised by this pullback. However, I'm going to say that we don't want this to get much below 61.15. If we do get a dip this week for whatever reason, that's sort of the figure I'm watching. If it does close below that, then that's going to start to look bearish short term to me, and then we'll have to look at places to buy. But that's what I'm looking at right now. We want it to sort of continue this momentum, but it's not looking too bad, right? So far, so good. It's got a higher high, except for we do have this divergence to look out for, but look how far the RSI went in just this two little candles. That's kind of huge, right? I think so. So this may have already played out, this divergence. It's possible, but we'll have to see how this next week goes. So 61.15 to buy the freaking dip. 72.50 is resistance. I still have this target here, but sometimes these things take time. Okay, I think that's it. Let me make myself big. Thank you so much for subscribing to my YouTube channel and liking my videos. I really appreciate it. I was supposed to do another couple of Nasdaq water tweets this week, but I didn't. You know why? Because I'm under contract, but I didn't because I just thought that was really like tone deaf and I didn't want to do it. So I just didn't, but I will. And if I do, please like and retweet. Okay, thank you. Okay, bye. Have a great week.